So we'll hear.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we are live.
Okay. Hey, this is just really, really, really cool. So glad you guys could be with us.
Hey Val, hold on a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute everybody else.
All right. Okay. All right. So it's just exciting to have you here. Jeff and Misty, this is just like over and above for you to do this tonight because I know you're packing up. I know the movers are coming Thursday. And wow, you've got a lot on your plate. And we appreciate you coming. Our prayer is that it's just fun tonight, that you guys all get to sit and chat and talk and just let the people out there get to know you. All of you who are tuning in. Pastor Misty is the upcoming pastor for Spirit Song on July 5th, and she'll introduce you to Jeff and so on. And but this group here is your worship leaders. You've got Nick and Kesley who lead the music, and now you've got Pastor Misty coming on the 5th. And Jeff, I know that you'll be in there supporting her in all ways, and so we're just excited. So may this evening be a blessing to you as you just have fun sharing about yourself. All right. So long.
Thanks, Valerie. We'll see you on Sunday for your very last worship service with us.
We did.
All right. So you have to forgive me because I'm a high school teacher, so I have to have like random questions to, make sure students trust me and stuff. So real quick. Ready? Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Oh.
We have two cats.
All right, you
I
have two
was
cats.
a dog person, but now I love cats.
So it's Jeff's fault.
I think so.
Oh, all right, cool. All right, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Tea.
All right. Now, ice.
Hot or cold?
Either.
Hot.
See, for me, it just depends on the weather.
Yeah.
All right, favorite flavor of ice cream?
Vanilla, because you can add anything to it. You can have chocolate. You can add peanut butter. You can add jelly. You can add marshmallows.
Did you just say jelly?
She did say
Yeah.
To ice cream?
Peanut butter and jelly ice cream.
No, hold on.
Well, no.
Wait, well, let's take this opportunity to invite our viewers to weigh in on this peanut butter and jelly on vanilla ice cream. Thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't. Enter in the comments and play
What if
along.
you've never tried it?
No. I call hard no.
I've never tried it.
Although
My favorite is Rocky Road without the nuts.
Okay.
Can you get Rocky Road with no nuts?
No, you have to remove them yourself.
He is a nut.
Ah, yes. Oh, yeah, Joellen says yuck.
Yuck, yeah.
Yuck. Oh, and we get a thumbs down. I like
Thumb
that.
down. 2 thumbs down. All right.
All right.
Don't judge her based on her ice cream habits. We might judge her otherwise.
All right. If you could rent any car for 3 days, what would you rent?
Jeep Wrangler.
A transformer.
Sweet.
Yeah. Bumblebee. Yeah.
Yes! Bumblebee. All right. That's good. Good
I
answer.
did
Wait, I saw you in the Flash shirt on Sunday.
Yeah.
So are you Big Bang people?
We watched a little bit of Big Bang Theory.
I used to be a manager of a comic book store.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you have to watch
All right. So I guess we should ask Marvel or DC.
Oh no. Here we go.
Or are we going like
DC Comics? Marvel.
off the grid?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Marvel because I think just Spider-Man is the best.
All right. Well, then, if we're talking about Spider-Man, which movie version of Spider-Man is the best?
Ooh. I think the newest one. They really, yeah.
My son agrees too. Isaiah just said yes. Very cool.
So funny.
All right. So then, out of the entire Marvel saga, which one was the best film?
Oh gosh. It's really hard.
Captain Marvel.
All right.
I like the comedy in Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The music.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. Your favorite food?
Ooh.
Sushi.
Ooh.
Rice or no rice?
Either way.
Okay,
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, I like raw fish. I like it with rice. I like it with salad. I like it however.
Is that because of your time in Japan?
So I think I liked sushi before, but eating it in Japan definitely gave me a better taste of what sushi is.
Okay. So up in Prescott, has there been good sushi?
There's one good sushi place, and that's it. So.
Well, down here, I bet you have more options there. All right, what is your least favorite food?
Spicy food.
Just in general.
Yeah.
So spicy food is actually my number 2 favorite type of food.
Wait, so any type of spicy, or are you like pepper spicy, jalapeno spicy?
I can do like wasabi or horseradish, but nothing Mexican. Yeah.
Missing me.
It's all good. We can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
It's all good. All right, what is your favorite guilty pleasure junk food?
Ooh. Rocky Road without the nuts.
Deja vu.
Telling you, what is this Rocky
For
Road?
me, potato chips. I love chips.
Like Lay's or Ruffles?
I prefer Ruffles, but really when it's down to it, a chip is a chip, and it's really good.
All right, a chip is a chip.
A chip is a chip, I suppose.
All right. Sorry, do you want to read some of these?
No, you're doing fine.
Okay, cool, excellent.
Can you hear our
All
cats
this
playing?
stuff, maybe the, like,
Wait, what? What?
Our cats are chasing each other around.
Well, our kids are running around over there.
Oh, okay.
We keep on saying, shh. But, no. No, my son is micromanaging. All right. Board games or card games?
It's a tough one. We play a lot of both.
We play both. Card games.
All right.
I grew up playing a lot more card games than board games.
So this next question is two-part. So what is your perfect vacation? First of all, with the kids. Second of all, without the kids.
So I like the Disney parks.
Okay.
And so with the kids, that's maybe my favorite, but also to the beach. And I know I only like that. I know he doesn't like it. But Disney parks or the beach are my favorite. Without the kids,
France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you just pick a random spot?
No, we had visitors stay with us from France for like a week when we were in Japan.
Okay.
They made awesome food.
They taught us how to make chocolate mousse.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we love it. It was couch surfing. We had lots of guests from all over the place to come and stay with us.
That's
And so we've
amazing.
always wanted to go to France.
Okay. I like it. All right. Okay, so for TV shows, do you prefer to binge watch an entire season, or do you like the one episode every week?
So I like to watch one episode a week, but I don't have the willpower not to binge it.
Binge watching.
Yeah,
We are so spoiled.
I know.
Yeah.
We're so spoiled.
All right, so then what is your favorite show right now?
Ooh.
You are so full of this.
We just watched Avatar, The Last Airbender with the kids. That's pretty good.
That's a series?
Mhm.
Or that's a movie?
No, so The Last Airbender is a TV show, and it's had a sequel. It's huge. Yeah.
Don't watch the movie. The movie's awful.
Okay.
I know. I
Watch
think he's thinking about the Blue Alien movie, also called Avatar.
So, yes, and I'm familiar with the movie from like 20 years ago.
Interesting. Avatar: The Last Airbender is a little different. It's really different.
Okay.
Avatar.
Do you want me to go get my keyboard?
Well, just tell me where it is.
I don't know where
Sorry,
it is.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm just messing with the analytics, and I can't do that on the iPad. And so he's asking all the questions, and I'm trying to say
All right.
hello to everybody.
Well, I'm on 13 and 14 if you want me to
Oh, he's
find
going.
my
All right.
keyboard.
Okay, go find it. Oh, I don't want to watch. No, this is not the game I want to play. Go. Okay. What is your favorite sport to watch?
Wow.
Volleyball.
Ooh, I like it. Okay.
I like baseball. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't watch a lot of sports.
Okay. That's okay. It's good Nick missed that part.
Did I hear you say you don't watch sports? Well, I guess none of us do right now. What do you want plugged in?
To that, so I can communicate with the church. Okay.
I like watching college
college
basketball, but I haven't had the opportunity to do that.
All right.
Well, and you don't have the opportunity right now.
We've been season ticket holders for Grand Canyon University's basketball.
You couldn't bring me the mouse too.
You want the mouse too?
I'm just saying. Okay, next question. He added questions. So volleyball and baseball. So do we have a favorite team?
I like the Boston Red Sox.
Okay.
I graduated from the University of Arizona, so for college basketball, I watched them.
For U of A. Okay, all right. I don't know about that.
Bear down.
Well, the good news is that the church is full of university fans from all over the country. Here's another interactive question. If you're paying attention and watching, put your favorite university team in the comments. Sorry, we've got to play with the analytics.
We even have one of our Johns. We have so many Johns. I have nicknames for them all. I call him Purdue. It's caught on,
John
too.
Roussel, by the way. So he is our
lay leader.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was gonna get there.
I call him Purdue. Not his choice. I mean, that was just I needed some characteristic that I could cling to, so that way I knew which John I was talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Joe, slow your roll. I'm working on getting to those questions.
Ooh, Nebraska. All right. Good stuff.
Yeah, Jeannie's on it. Okay. Thank you, darling.
Did you do number one?
No, I didn't do anything.
Oh, this is my favorite. Okay, Band-Aids. Slow or fast?
Fast.
All right.
Yeah.
Hail Purdue. John
Purdue.
says.
Yeah, Purdue. All right. So we already brought up the peanut butter thing. Did we get the type of jelly answer?
No, we didn't. And Pat wanted to say that they make their own peanut butter, so he might have liked ice cream.
Pat Nolan.
So if we're talking
Sabrina might have put down
PB and J sandwich, there's only one correct jelly,
Oh no.
and that is great.
All right. I back in my childhood, I had peanut butter and honey, and I would make that in the morning. And then by like 11, once I got to eat it at school, it was a little crusty. I liked it. Sorry.
So are you a
Strawberry.
No.
Okay, good.
But I'll eat any jelly. Strawberry's
But strawberry's my favorite.
All right, here's the softball one. Here we go. What's the best part of the Oreo?
Ooh.
I mean, definitely the
Chocolate.
but you got it together.
Conflict right there.
I love it.
All right, what would you prefer, a deep paper cut or a minor sunburn?
Really?
Minor sunburn.
Deep paper cut.
All right, I'm out of my fun ones.
I did not monitor his questions.
No.
I'm so sorry.
That was fun.
Now, so people watching, deep paper cut or minor sunburn?
Ooh, post in the comments. I want to see this.
All right, let's get a little bit to the less made for high school questions. Where do you fall in your birth order? Middle child, oldest child?
I'm youngest.
And I'm the oldest.
Cool. Out of how many?
I'm the oldest. He's the youngest. I get it.
Out of three.
Okay.
So there's a big gap between me and my siblings. So I am 12 and 13 years younger than my siblings. So I'm also kind of a child.
Me too. So I have a half brother, half sister, and a step brother. And they're all about 8 to 10 years younger.
And since we're on the topic of kids, you have 2 children?
Yes, we do. We have twins. They're 6 years old. They're 6 years old.
6 years old.
And they're lots of fun. Our son's name is Akito. He is named Fall. So his name means autumn sky in Japanese. And our daughter's name is Ivory. And Iris means love and community.
Now, were they born when you were in Japan?
Yep.
So do they have dual citizenship? How does that work?
No, it doesn't work like that in Japan.
Okay.
Or most old world countries, you only get citizenship if your parents have citizenship.
Got it.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we've heard Japan, we've heard US, and you talked about France, but you weren't in France. Have you been anywhere else in the world?
So I actually have been to France once.
Okay.
And I know Jeff, so that's why it's kind of on our list. I spent a week in a community called Taipei. And it's a little.
Can you pause for a second?
Yeah.
You are like, at least for us, you're kind of doing this fading vocally in and out. So if you'll speak more towards your microphone.
You got
and
it.
I don't have to worry about them telling me in a few minutes that they can't hear you. So snuggle it.
That just looks like you're cuddling.
I know.
So yeah, I spent a week in Taipei, which is a religious community with a bunch of monks.
Cool.
Wow.
Super cool.
We went to Israel last year.
What is it?
Israel?
Israel.
Yep.
Okay.
Israel, Palestine.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
To see the Holy Land.
And when I was growing up, I got to go to Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
Yep. And I was born in the greatest country in the world, Texas. So.
I'm sorry, we just got disconnected. I have to send you out of the stream. So, of all these places, what's your favorite?
Japan.
You can say, oh, dang. I was going to say you could say the U.S., but okay, Japan. So, tell us what sent you there. How long were you there? Give us a little history on that.
So I relocated from Arizona to New Jersey when we went to seminary. And so after that, we decided it was time to relocate me. And he wanted to go teach English in Japan. So we
Yep. So we were there for 4 years, and I taught English at a middle school and 3 elementary. Yep. And they have hot springs everywhere.
Nice.
And it costs like $4 for a world-class hot spring.
Breaking the bank on that.
What's a world class? Talk to me about what's world class.
It's got minerals in the water, and it comes actually like up from the ground, so it's naturally heated.
And there's like 10 different fats to choose from. And they have like all different temperatures, indoor, outdoor, bubbling, cold. And it's just fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Justin's checking
Sorry, I'm
quality.
checking quality. This is what we do on Sunday morning.
I know. We have 5 devices set up right now. We have our YouTube, our Facebook that are checking on there. Yeah, good stuff.
Okay, it sounds fine to everybody else. Plus, I think they'd start posting or texting me going, Kelly, I can't hear them. So it's probably just on my end, which is fine. I'm okay with it being my problem. Okay.
Do you want to open that one?
What am I opening? Oh, my questions?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't I text them to you?
Did you?
Yeah, I text all my questions to you. Okay, wait. How long, did you say how long you were in Japan?
Yeah, we were there for 4 years.
Oh yeah, 4 years. Okay.
And about 2 years in, we had twins.
Oh my gosh. So then what brought you back?
Free babysitting.
Family.
That is key.
Otherwise you would have stayed forever?
I don't know. We would have stayed probably
Longer,
probably.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of pregnancy words in Japanese. So when people ask me if I got pregnant in Japanese, I said, well, I know a lot of words for giving birth.
Oh, you want me to look at the questions? Yeah. Okay, I understand. All right. On to the questions you sent. That's what I'm in charge of. Oh, didn't I send you other questions? What are you most excited about your move?
Oh yeah, you did.
I'm excited about being away from my community pool.
Oh, did you say 20 feet? Is that how close you are?
Pretty close.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
I'm just excited. For all the cool things Phoenix has, that a big city has. Children's museum, spring training.
Hopefully we'll have that next year.
Yeah.
I'm also really excited to see everyone in Vistancia
Wow.
and the church.
Cool. All right. I don't know how to troubleshoot. So we just have echoes on your end, but
Yeah,
I think
but
we
nobody's
just have to
complaining,
endure.
so it's got to be fine. Both Misty and Jeff have echoes on my end. Okay, so it's not just me. Well, it could be that you're too close to the microphone, quite frankly.
I think it's just a speed thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Nick says it's your internet. It's fine. Hey, welcome to Sunday morning, because this is like what we get used to. And just about the time we mildly perfect things between us and Val, we get to work on perfecting things between us and you guys. So it's a journey. That's exactly what it is. It's a journey. And by the way, there's technical difficulties when we're in live worship, like on a Sunday morning in the school. So now people just see it at a very high level. Usually I can hide it. I'm like, I can keep singing, or she can keep talking, or yeah. Okay. All right. Tell me some of your hobbies.
I like to garden. I like to spend time outside. I like to grow vegetables.
I like reading. I like playing games. Yep.
Any kind of specific vegetables?
So lettuce and carrots and sugar snap peas and pumpkins and zucchini and corn, onions, tomatoes, peppers. I've grown all those.
Okay.
I recently decided I want to build a tiny house.
So that's a new hobby.
Yeah.
Well, the backyard you're moving into is tiny, right? So that's perfect. Although Vistancia is kind of strict on their HOA, so I'm not sure how they're going to feel about that.
I'll hide it under.
Yeah.
When it comes to playing games too, that's something our family likes to do. We're a little bit nerdy. Old school with Magic the Gathering game.
All right.
And the kids already know how to play. So they'll talk your ear off. Also Pokemon.
Pokemon. All right. Like the walk around with your phone and collect them Pokemon?
No, like the card game.
Okay, the Pokemon card game. Okay, all right. I feel like, what do your kids like to do? I feel like we just covered that, right? Is there anything else they like to do?
Yes. We got a keyboard and a little program on that teaches them how to play piano.
Okay, cool.
And so my son will play piano
about 2 hours.
for like 2 hours.
Wow.
You have headphones, right?
Some days I have to.
Yeah. And our daughter likes to play piano too, but she'll keep it more like 45 minutes. Yeah.
She really likes to dance. She's been in ballet class here in Prescott. And so we're excited to try to get her enrolled in dance classes in Peoria.
Cool. Very cool. Okay, we talked about Japan. Oh, talk to me about your degree. Okay, so you and I got to spend some time together, and we talked about your degree, and I said, in my brain, and I said it, and I'm pretty sure everybody else is going to do, I was like, how does the fact that you're a pastor and what you went to college to do, how do they marry? How do they even make sense together?
It's like ice cubes in hot chocolate.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about the hot springs and a block of ice is what I'm thinking of.
Right.
So, and yet the story you kind of gave me led me through the journey of where God's led you to get to here. And so maybe talk a little bit. First, tell them what it is, because I'm not going to try to say all these words, and you can say them better.
So I got a degree in ecology and evolutionary biology. And
ecology and evolutionary biology.
Yes. And I was going to be a science teacher. I went to teaching in a public high school, and I taught entry-level biology for a semester, and it was just the hardest thing that I've ever done. So I really respect teachers and everyone who care for and teach and educate our children, because it wasn't me. So right after that, I went to camp. That was actually a year-long camp. And I actually met Jeff there, but I could teach him on science, and I could also plan worship, Bible studies, people about God, and it really was like mix of all of that together. But my degree actually talks about how interconnected we all are, and that comes in handy when we're trying to do things together in the community in the church. Mutualism is a real thing in the world, and we need each other, and we can see that in creation and in science. I hope that came out okay.
It's, you know what, it is what it is, and it is what it is. So I'm sure you're going to be asked a zillion more times, and it's okay. So I love it. Interconnected together. And what did you say? Something is a real thing. What word did you use?
Mutualism.
I would say humanism, but I knew that wasn't right. Mutualism is a real thing. Yeah.
One of my most eye-opening college courses I took was faith and science, and all about the interwovenness. I made up that word of science and faith and science and Galileo and the church, and so
that's all I could do. It's not on the list, but how long have you been a pastor?
So I was actually ordained about 2 years ago. But I've served churches. I've served here in Prescott. I also served
for 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then I served two churches in New Jersey. One is a student pastor, and one is a supply pastor on the Jersey Shore.
So did you go to seminary on the East Coast?
I did. In New Jersey. It was fun. We got to go all the time.
Oh, that sounds so fun.
Jeff worked in New York.
Yeah, I taught English as a second language in Manhattan.
Okay.
Yep.
So you've just been destined for this whole teaching people how to speak English.
Yeah.
I do think it's kind of cool how you kind of landed, I don't know another way to say it, landed the job at where you're at now. Do you want to share how that kind of happened?
Sure. Yeah. So we kind of talked about it earlier. We had twins, and we realized we needed a family to help us take care of them. It was really overwhelming. So I sent a message to our bishop, Bishop Koshibata at Methodist Church, and I said, we're coming back, and I would love to get a job somewhere. If he knew of any position at all, I would love to get connected. And I was thinking of a receptionist or a youth minister job. I had been away for like 8 years, including seminary. And so I didn't expect anything big. He replied back to me about a pastor position and would I like to come there. And so I and I really thought he was trusting God, trusting God in it. I was there for 1 month, and I knew that I was going to be ordained in the United Methodist Church and to serve God in local church ministry.
Cool. I love it. I think I fixed your sound problem, by the way. We'll see. And now it made me lose my place in questions. Oh, Desiree asked what seminary.
And OCS.
Oh, I'm sorry. And OCS. Which seminary did you go to on the East Coast?
Drew Theological School, which is in Madison, New Jersey. It has a regular graduate school and a bachelor's degree college, a regular college there too.
Okay, I will. I hesitate saying this because you guys have been so interactive, our little Facebook family we've got going on. So what I'll say is if you have questions, I will be monitoring them. So if you put them there and I don't like it, I'm not asking it. And I think because I'm holding the mouse, I get to be the boss today. Nothing.
Always have one-on-one later.
Absolutely. So I'm going to ask a few more questions, and as we're going, then I know Jeannie, I got magical all of a sudden, and I fixed it. As we ask a few more questions, feel free to post your comments, and I will make sure that you maybe maybe I'll ask it for you. Okay. What do you see as a vital aspect to a life led in faith?
So I chose this question and sent it to you. And of course, now I've forgotten exactly what I was thinking when I when I sent the question. But I think that the one thing that comes to my mind is the vital thing is working together with a community in faith and relying on your community to learn and to grow and to hear God through your community and through interpretation of scripture. I think that's the vital thing in faith right now. I think that a lot of us have had trouble listening to one another and being in community with one another. And that really affects our faith life. We were meant to be a community, a body, right? The body of Christ. And so I think that's our vital faith is right there, is in community, and how to do that and listen to one another.
Okay, Sia says, remember your first sermon.
Do I remember my first sermon?
Ooh.
Oh, goodness gracious.
As a student pastor, maybe.
I don't remember.
Or did you give a sermon when you were a youth minister?
I don't remember any of that, actually. And that's probably good. I am a person in process, so I imagine I wasn't very good. So it's probably good. I don't remember.
I love that. A person in process.
Me too. Dibs. I'm stealing that.
Like when we think back to our first times leading worship, I mean, we were 20 years old.
We watch our YouTube from 10 years ago even, and I'm like, who are those people? Somebody should have fired them.
Yeah.
So you don't remember the first topic or the topic of one of your first sermons? Otheus is asking again. By the way,
I remember one of
he's
missionaries.
one of our missionaries who's in Honduras, just so you know.
Oh. I remember one of my first ones I did here in Prescott, like in the last 5 years. And I remember doing it as I was working on my ordination papers, and I needed to film a sermon and post it on YouTube. I think it's probably available on YouTube. I shouldn't say that because now you're going to go look for it. But it was about I used a camp song as an illustration for, how we are drawn to God, and how we should be drawn to God like a moth. So the camp song was, I just want to be a sheep. And I was really silly, and I changed the words to, I just want to be a moth. So I'm really silly sometimes. I don't know what that one is like now. I don't want to look back at it.
If I ever give you okay to recycle a sermon, don't do that one. I just want to be a moth. Is that what you said?
John
to the light. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, do you know I just want to be a sheep?
Oh, it's good.
That's a classic camp.
Well, why don't you give us a little taste of that?
All right, let me see if I remember. I just want to be a sheep, ba 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 ba. I just want to be a sheep, ba 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 ba. And I pray the Lord my soul to keep. I just want to be a sheep, ba 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 ba.
And then it like goes into verses, which is like, I don't want to be a Sadducee.
A Sadducee?
I don't want to be a Sadducee.
A Sadducee? Why not?
Because they're so sad, you see?
Oh.
I just want to be a sheep.
Ba 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 ba.
So that's the song.
Yeah, it's a good song.
I love it. I love it.
Okay. How about your favorite Bible verse?
Ooh, I like Philippians 4:12. So I can do all things through Jesus Christ who strengthens me. And to be honest, I don't prefer the King James version of the Bible. I prefer NIV or NRSV, but that is one verse that, like, the poetry of the King James version just really speaks to me. And it's a good reminder that, especially being a pastor, like I can't be a pastor, just me and my human self. I can only do it with God. And so that verse reminds me that I need to just let God work through me, and I need to let God do the work.
I like the one right after John 3:16. John 3:17. And it's basically like, for the Lord didn't send Jesus to condemn the world, but to save it.
I like that one.
And so it kind of reframes the, John 3:16, and it's like, by the way, this is not like being judgmental and condemning. This is like, we're here to save and we're here to welcome all. That's why Jesus is here.
I like it. So I'm having to mute Nick and I because something is happening on your side. That's why. So you can't hear us laughing, and we're only laughing because Pat and Raina are laughing at your song, and Seb is laughing, and they're not laughing at you. I'm sure they're laughing with you, because I love that you guys just in total authenticity,
Yes.
like you sent us some questions and I didn't like one or two of them, so they're not getting asked. And back to no politics or any place for that. Like, let's just get to know the human, Pastor Misty and family. So I love it. So these, you can't, and I don't think you can see the comments either, right? You can't see.
No, we're not looking at them.
Okay. So, all right. Do you remember your first funeral and or wedding? Osias is asking.
I do. The first funeral I did, I worked with the previous pastor in the church in Seabright, New Jersey, which is the church on the Jersey Shore where we were my last year in seminary. And I remembered being completely overwhelmed with, the process and with how to be present with grieving people. I have done a lot more since then, unfortunately. I don't know, that's hard. And now I see it as a lot more sacred of a time together. And I'm not so overwhelmed by everything, but I do remember that in New Jersey. And then my first wedding was in Prescott, and it was to a wonderful couple who were I'm going to say they're in their upper middle ages. And to do the premarital counseling with them was really fun because even though they had been dating, and of course this was like later in life for them, they still had a lot of fun getting to know one another through that process. And it was a real big joy for me to marry them. Yeah.
I've only had the one wedding, and it was to her. But it was pretty good.
It was good.
I think you and Nick are going to get along just fine.
Jeff, I got you.
Okay. I had a great question, but then now this made me laugh. Okay, I do. Jeff, this one's for you.
Okay.
What's the hardest part about being a pastor husband?
Well, you don't get to pick which church you're going to go to. And yeah, sometimes like at our church, we have a Saturday night and a Sunday morning service. And so it's a little hard to schedule. Like if we want to go on a big, trip to Flagstaff or something, it's hard to like squeeze that in somewhere. Yep.
Okay, Misty. So what's the hardest part or the part you like the least about being a pastor?
I think the hardest part is, the family ministry life balance, because there's always things that happen. And of course they happen at the, least inconvenient time. So whether it's someone's in the hospital and you're like, oh my goodness, like we need to go be with that person. Or for instance, my children had their very first ballet and dance recital the same weekend that I was ordained. And so I had to choose, and I really wanted them there. I still don't even know if that's the right decision or not. Hopefully they won't remember. But they skipped their first recital and they came to my ordination. So so it's hard.
They went to the rehearsal and didn't even know that wasn't the real thing.
It's true. There was the dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
That's great. And awesome that you can take advantage of the good things when it becomes a bunch. Okay, so on the flip side, what is your favorite part about being a pastor husband?
Sometimes she brings home the extra communion bread and grape juice. That's pretty cool.
But our favorite is the Hawaiian bread.
Oh.
So
That's the only kind our church uses.
good.
All right.
Okay, so Misty, your favorite part about being a pastor?
I think, people have those God moments that they're like, wow, I really felt the Holy Spirit working. And to be present with people in those moments is just amazing. We've had a women's retreat the last 5 years here at the church in Prescott. And every time we have the retreat, it's 2 nights, 3 days. The women are so filled at the end of the time that, it fills me too, but it fills me to see them filled. So I think sharing in people's God moments is the best part.
Okay, favorite hymn or song, or you can give your favorite hymn and your favorite worship song, because I don't think they're the same.
Have you heard I Just Want to Be a Sheep?
Stop it!
Okay, all right.
Hymn or song. There's a lot of hymns that I like, that I've grown up with. So one, while we're talking about the women's retreat, one that we sing every year, and that it is the song "It Is Well," and we did it for our church service this last weekend, and so that's really meaningful. And the actual history of the song is really meaningful. I don't know about like praise song.
So I have a really powerful memory of when I was a young kid, and I went to my grandmother's church at the time, and I think it might have even been like a passion play. But there's a song where it causes him to tremble, tremble, and there's like, and when I went to it, every time they said tremble, there was like the pounding of the like metal on a spike, and it was just really, really emotional for me. And every time I hear that, like I kind of still have those deep childhood like emotions, shake around. And so that's a really good one that I like.
I think it's called "Have You Seen My Lord?"
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of great praise music out there, and I'm not sure if I've ever sung a praise song I didn't like. I love it.
I hear your cats.
You're gonna go get the cat.
Okay, wait. I got to get back to I got away from the comments because I was doing. Okay, so I asked you if it was okay to ask this, so I hope it's okay. Have you been to Emmaus?
Yes.
Okay, you didn't go to Emmaus here. You went someplace else. Is that my understanding?
Yeah, we both went to Emmaus in New Jersey, and had our walks there. So we haven't really been able to stay connected to our Emmaus communities. But we really had, I really had a meaningful weekend. And it was in one of the most stressful times. I was in full-time seminary and working at a church as well. So taking a weekend away to do that, I was really super stressed about doing it. But it was an amazing retreat. And I don't want to get too much into it because you have to experience Emmaus to really know what it's like.
Our church is, we have a pretty big Emmaus community. And so actually 2 people asked it, which is the reason I went ahead and asked it. So, okay, good. All right, hold on. Let me get back to my trusty notes.
We have 2 cats. One is very energetic.
This one.
And one is really, really calm. And so this one tries to play with the other one all the time. And the other one is just not very happy about it.
So that's the rambunctious one?
Mm-hmm.
What's its name?
Sushi.
Sushi cat.
Sushi cat.
Her full name is Princess Sushi Troublemaker Howick.
The kids helped us.
Yeah, we had some help.
I think that would be my name if your kids named me.
Kesley, Princess Kesley Troublemaker.
the tiara.
I'm like, I don't have my tiara on today, but I could go get it for you. Okay. One other question. Okay, so you know that Nick and I are the OGs of
Original gangsta.
of a spirit song. So with that said, you know we love church at a high level, and we've talked about how much we love it. So what do you think about the future of spirit song? How do you just tell me.
I'm excited. So this was my first time watching it, was last Sunday, and I loved the energy and the contemporary songs, and it's very different from where we are now, and I'm super excited for that.
He's excited about small groups too, and that some of them even meet in the evening.
Yep.
So that is nice for people who work. For the future of Spirit Song, I'm super excited, and I just really look forward to building that legacy that like extends through the generation. And I think we've got a lot of great things going at Spirit Song. You know, no one can meet in their buildings right now, and we have been renting, right? You guys have been renting, and so it's already like, you know, we know what it's like to do church in other places other than a church building. So I'm really excited about Spirit Song, and I'm really excited about, you know, what we can do in our communities and how we can worship together.
You guys watched from what I'll call backstage last week, because we kept saying to you, you can leave if you want to, because you were in the stream. Nobody gets to see what that looks like. I don't even know if you guys get to see what that looks like. There should be a share screen here. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to take a picture. I'll post.
Right there.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Look.
Oh, no.
Wait. Hold on.
All right.
We're not sharing.
What if I just take a picture and then show?
I had an ugly face.
No, you didn't.
So yeah, you guys hung out back behind the scenes.
So
down in the stream, they hung out down here on Sunday. This is where usually Pastor Valerie and the reader is, and so anyways, you hung out behind the scenes. That was going to lead me to something else. Oh, so you're not currently doing worship live in your current church. So do you? I hate to use the word anxiety. Have anxiety or any stress feelers about the fact that I keep praying and asking God to let us not do live, and He keeps going, nope, this is what you're doing.
I am super excited to do live worship. There's an aspect of like preaching into a camera where you know, like there's nobody there, that is just awful. Like there's no energy behind it. There's nothing. So live worship is awesome, knowing that people are there and worshiping with you, and that even our technology allows everyone to be interactive, just like they are right now. I can ask questions and get feedback even. And I think that's so exciting. So I actually have less anxiety about doing live worship than I did recording.
Do you want to test the question asking and ask a question and see if we get comments? Because they're commenting. And while you're thinking of that, Deb wants to know, what's the other cat's name?
Wait, can you repeat the question?
Bramble.
Do we have a question that we want to test this out on?
Yes.
Well, they're thinking, I want to know, how many people are you sitting with right now? So put a note in the comments below with how many people there are. I'm just doing a roll call. And so like Pat, I want to know, is it Pat or is it Raina, or is it Pat and Raina? And Desiree and OCS, are you sitting together or you're logged in separately? So post in below while these two think up a question for you.
No. Where's a good sushi place to go in Peoria? Is my question.
I know the best places.
But wait.
And I want to know where you want to spend, like where you'd spend your dream vacation. If you would spend it like camping in the outdoors in the forest, or if you would travel to a foreign place, or if you would go to the beach. Jeff hates the beach. I love the beach.
There's the sand and the sunburns and the jellyfish.
Oh,
it's just,
yeah.
It's a lot.
There's the sound of the waves. the vastness of the water, the coolness of the breeze, the warmth of the sun.
You
It's
can
a
get all that on a
combination.
houseboat. So
Ooh.
No, you cannot. Absolutely not. You're stuck in the middle of the water. You cannot get off it. You can't put your feet in that sand and feel it between your toes. The sunbird is part of it. Just put on more sunscreen.
Let me click.
Ooh, I like this. Squid ink.
Squid ink.
Squid ink. All that.
So, okay, you can see this. I was just going to ask.
Squid ink.
Okay, so squid ink is going to be the closest one to Vistancia, by the way, and there's better places.
There's better.
I had spaghetti with squid ink on it at an Italian food restaurant in Japan.
Yeah, it was a weird.
It's real?
Yeah, it's very popular.
Squid ink.
Squid ink. Sushi doraku.
Nice.
Sorry, usually Tara does all of this stuff, and I am completely unaware of how all of it works. And Nick wanted to make everything pop up because we asked a question.
Why not?
And I don't know how to unhide. Is that the Four Corners? The Four Corners where? Like Lake Pleasant and Happy Valley?
What?
Is that
No,
like,
there's 4 states.
4 states.
or that's what I'm trying to figure out. So Deb, tell me where that is. Okay. We got some people who said Lonely Highway, travel anywhere. I love that you said, is your dream vacation camping? Because to me, that sounds like a nightmare.
Ugh, terrible.
Yeah, not.
I could go
glamping.
glamping. You know.
I really want kids like camping just so we can experience it. But we tried backyard camping one night and I forgot to check the nighttime temperatures up here and it dropped below 50 degrees. And I was sleeping outside in a sleeping bag in my hammock and I didn't make it. So I'll have to do a little bit more preparation if we actually go camping.
Yeah.
Just one time I want to go like real camping.
Yes, so everything that Jeff hates about the ocean is how I kind of feel about camping. There's bugs. I get eaten alive. There's sounds. I don't know what they are. There's creepy things. I can't see anything. There's not enough light, and there's certainly not enough Wi-Fi.
Yep.
I hear you.
Okay. All right. Deb says it's at Lake Pleasant and Happy Valley. Okay, good. Back home in Nebraska to see the kids and the grands. I love it. Okay. All right.
I want to know what people's favorite great song is.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, I'm gonna mute myself and then take 2 seconds and then ask that question.
Okay. I want to know what people's favorite praise song is.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
You can put your favorite hymn in there too. I know that some of you have favorite hymns too, and they make an appearance every once in a while, and we usually contemporaryize them. Does that work?
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
the princess. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so favorite praise song or hymn if you want to put that in
What's
there.
yours?
And then, okay.
It just depends.
I think it does depend. But when you talk about that moment with that song for you, Jeff, and like it making an impact, if I had to pick the one that's made the biggest impact on me, Better Is One Day. And I don't, Better Is One Day. And then what's the other song? What's the, I
You don't have to whisper. The week after we had a miscarriage, we were leading worship at New Song United Methodist out in Surprise. And obviously that was a tough weekend for us. And we were doing Matt Redman's, right?
Oh, yeah. Blessed be your name.
The bridge that you give and take away.
Oh, my God. And we both lost it.
We lost that. And it's okay to cry in front of a church, but that was simply my first time.
Oh, wow.
He was sobbing.
Yeah.
I don't know that I had ever seen him cry like that. So, so Better Is One Day brings on incredible emotion. So does Blessed Be Your Name. And I mean, the message behind Blessed Be Your Name, Matt Redman wrote it after 9/11. And so, I mean, he really, when you think about the text you give and take away, and you think about it being written after 9/11, it's incredible. So, yeah, so that's for me. What about you?
I love songs that can be played on the acoustic guitar in 6/8 time, because there's nothing like strumming in 6/8 time. Oh, I love it. But if I had to pick a song right now, I think "Lord, I Need You."
Yeah. Deb says Lauren Dangles "You Say," which I love right now. Amazing Love. Gail says "Amazing Love."
Day by day. John.
Okay,
Purdue's
John,
always trying to get us to do "Day by Day."
John, no, not happening. Jeannie, I love you, Lord. I love
Desiree,
that.
I love you, Lord, too.
I like the chant to the Orthodox Mass. Okay, yes, I get that. Yeah, I love you, Lord. Hits an appearance. Yeah, I mean, and I love how your guys' posts are a gamut of music, because like
Absolutely.
Amazing Love is like 90s ish,
Yeah.
and
Late
You
90s.
Say is like 2 years ago.
Well,
Maybe
and
last year.
I mean, in chant mass with Orthodox liturgy. I mean,
Yeah.
We sing songs to our kids at night, and we take requests. And often they will request "Silent Night" is a popular one.
But the most popular, which isn't a hymn at all, Jingle Bells.
Yes, our son has requested "Jingle Bells" every night, I believe, for the last 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Not the sheep song.
I don't think we've taught that to them. We need to.
We should do that one at night. It's a little energetic for a lullaby.
But so is Jingle Bells.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Any
we're approaching our hour mark.
yeah, I'm
Let's
like,
tie
Spirit
it up.
Song, I gave you a chance to ask questions. You haven't asked any, so you don't get any more minutes. Misty, Jeff, do you guys have any questions for us and or the church? I'm on a personal level, I'm super excited. I know that Nick and I have been praying for you guys since before you got here. And I know the church has been too. And I'm just really excited about the journey that we get to take together. Mm-hmm. And where we get to meet the church and be the church and grow the church. And you have some really incredible people behind you inside of our church family. And I know and trust that God will lead them to support you also.
And there were comments about how much they're loving your energy. And,
yes, like, okay, good. You can read the stuff on here. So in the beginning, they welcome you. They did say yuck to your peanut butter and jelly thing. Let's see. Definitely like fun questions.
I think the only other question I have is, does anybody have any recommendations for a good refrigerator or washer and dryer? Because we need to get those. And I don't want to get
I feel like those are kind of tough to get here in the valley right now. So if you need me to go shopping for you, I'm happy to do so.
Only the
refrigerator's tough to
send us Facebook messages.
Yeah.
Are you okay if people friend you on Facebook?
I would love that. Yeah, please do. Know that my Facebook account is not necessarily professional. So I am uniquely myself, and that's just who I am. So if it raises any questions for anyone, feel free to like message me and like, hey, what do you mean when you say that? But that's who I am. But I'd love to connect with you that way if that's
like,
how
why
you
would
connect.
you put jelly on ice cream?
Well, what's better, jelly on peanut butter and bread or jelly on ice cream?
Ooh.
I mean, ice cream is better.
Good point.
Nick and Nick, oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, how long have you two been married?
I think 13 years.
We think it's 13.
Yeah. 12 or 13.
Maybe 14.
No.
Somewhere around there. We're really excited, Nick and Kesley, to work with you, and we're so thankful for this opportunity tonight. I am so thankful for Pastor Valerie and everything that she and Spirit Song and all of you have done together. And so I'm really blessed to get to be a part of that. And I'm looking forward to meeting you all and jumping in.
Cool. All right, Spirit Song. This is Pastor Misty Howick and Jeff, her husband, and you will get to see her live next on July 5th, which will be her first time with us as our new incoming pastor. So friend her on Facebook and bug her about her peanut butter and jelly on ice cream, and we'll get to know you as you preach. So thanks for coming. We appreciate you. We love you, Spirit Song. Have a great day.
Bye.